Netflix released a reality TV series that followed the lives of the Gen Z TikTok influencers that are part of the Content House based in California. You might think there was not much to unpack here, but you are mistaken. In this video, we will talk about all the details you might have missed in Netflix's Hype House. There's also some controversy floating around about the show giving a false narrative of the members' lives. Stay tuned to find out what Lil Huddy has to say about this. Before we get into the details, let us catch you up on TikTok's first Content House. The Hype House debuted in 2019 with a photo shoot of its members, all donned in blue jeans and white tees. The group consisted of Thomas Petru, Daisy Keech, Chase Hudson, Alex Warren, Charli and Dixie D'Amelio, Kover Annan, Addison Rae, and many more. The 21-member gang did not last long, but that doesn't mean it's completely dead. Netflix announced the Hype House reality TV series produced by Spoke Studios and Wheelhouse Entertainment in April of 2021, which would follow some of the biggest TikTok stars in their late teens and early 20s. Filmed in a $5 million Los Angeles mansion, the cast consisted of Petro, Hudson, Annan, Warren, Ryland Storms, Calvin Goldby, Patrick Huston, Connor Yates, Lorray, Jack Wright, Mia Hayward, Michael Sanzone, Sienna Mae Gomez, and Vinnie Hacker. This was part of Netflix's plan to translate TikTok fame to the formulas of major streaming platforms. Was it successful or not? That is up to the internet to decide. What we do know is that the fast-paced show had many interesting details, revelation, and hints to the old drama that might not be clear at first glance. Fear not, because we have it all laid out for you. Let's get right into it. Lorray talked about the COVID-19 party that got a lot of influencers, including him, canceled. In the midst of a dinner party that took place in episode 2, the TikTok star Larry Merritt, better known as Lorray, talked about the last time he was canceled. This happened just after his 22nd birthday party on the 22nd of July in 2020, which was organized by a fellow content creator, Nikita Dragun. Following the celebration, California saw a spike in COVID-19 cases, and the party was practically dissected under a microscope. It was heavily criticized, drawing backlash from even famous YouTubers like Tyler Oakley, who took to Twitter and called everyone who attended the party a bad influencer. He also asked people who followed them to reevaluate their thoughts about them. The party was attended by Tana Mongeau, James Charles, and Charli D'Amelio, among many others, but that was not the reason it became the most insane party ever, as Dragun promised. Charli D'Amelio made an appearance. The beloved Charli D'Amelio also made a cameo in the reality show. In episode 2, where she attended the dinner party hosted at Chase Hudson's house, who used to be her boyfriend. And why wouldn't she? She was one of the original members of the Content House after all. We see the pair playing arcade games and also sitting at the table together, albeit very far from each other, as Nikita not so discreetly pointed out. Intersped with this hangout are article headlines, as well as video coverage about stages of their past relationship, which was very publicized, as we all know. The two were quote-unquote exclusive since February 2020, but broke up soon after in April. The producer of the show did ask the internet's resident e-boy if he wants things to go back to how they were, to which he answered that he doesn't really know what the future looks like. Nikita Dragun chatted with her mom about the Twitter feud with Trisha Paytas. The beauty influencer is kind of an unofficial member of Hype House and was featured in the Netflix series as well. In episode 4, we see Dragun making a call to her mom from a sports car and talking about her Twitter feud with Trisha Paytas. The scene highlighted probably the shadiest part of the exchange, where Nikita says she could have come for her, but tried her best to take the higher road. The feud began back in March 2021 when Paytas made fun of the YouTuber for celebrating her Snapchat show's renewal, and Dragun rebutted that by calling Paytas out for discrediting her achievements as a trans woman. She tweeted, "Trisha, haven't you done enough to the trans community?" This spat went on for over 2 hours, and among the many insults thrown around, Paytas called the model a trash human for partying during COVID-19. The Hype House co-founder discredited Charli D'Amelio D'Amelio's success. Speaking of discrediting, a Hype House co-founder took all the credit of basically launching Addison Rae's and the D'Amelio sisters' careers. It was none other than Thomas Petrou, who said this in his opening interview, adding that being a part of the Hype House really helped blow everyone up. As you might be aware, Dixie and Charli never lived in the house in the first place, and are probably the most popular sisters on TikTok, with a combined following of 190 million. They are seen in some of the early videos of the Hype House account, but all of that came to a close when they parted from the Content Collective in May 2020. Their spokesperson revealed that it was due to the group becoming more of a business rather than staying what it was, some friends entertaining the internet together. Sienna Mae Gomez was MIA. When the series was first announced, a cast of 9 to 14 influencers was set to star in it, including the American dancer and content creator Sienna Mae Gomez. The influencer thanked the Hype House for letting her be part of their show in an Instagram post, but you cannot find that on her profile now, which is fair, because apart from a single shot of her in the background of a pool party, she was not featured in the show at all. At least we know why that happened. Gomez was involved in a scandal in June 2021, where she was accused of sexually assaulting a Hype House member, Jack Wright, who's an important part of the series. This allegation was made by Wright's friend back then, but so far Wright has not explicitly confirmed it. Sienna denied the accusations as they made rounds on the internet. In a YouTube video where she said that making false sexual assault claims are not okay and that she was going to discuss the matter with Jack privately. The TikToker lost more than 600 million followers following the scandal. It was actually Lorray who gave a clue regarding why she was not a major part of the series. In his Twitch stream on Saturday, January 8th, the ex-Viner said that she was cut out due to the altercations and issues between her and Wright. Lorray's fans were not too happy about him joining the Hype House. Speaking of Lorray, his fans didn't really support his decision of joining the Hype House back in 2020. Merritt's career did not jumpstart through the video creating app. In fact, he had garnered a following from his days on Vine. Lorray talked about his transition to TikTok and being part of the Content House in episode 1, and said that his followers thought it was cringy, and also blamed other creators for whitewashing him. As hard as it is to believe, there was even a petition to save him from the Hype House, which got more than 4,000 signatures. The YouTuber said that people's perception of Hype House being a group of rich white kids wasn't true at all. Hype House co-founder Thomas Petrou, an ex-Team 10 member. In the final episode of the show, the members pondered over other TikTok content houses, and a clip of Petrou vlogging inside Jake Paul's Team 10 house was played. Petrou became a part of Team 10 back in May of 2019, since he was friends with Paul for a long time. He left in August 2019, but in a video that has since then been deleted, Petrou talked about how he was fired instead because of quote-unquote a few complaints about a few things that added up. He started the Hype House in December 2019. Now, let's move on to the news everyone is curious about the most: Netflix's Hype House, a false narrative. So the Hype House members have been calling out Netflix for twisting the narrative and showing things that were not really real. Chase Hudson, better known as Lil Huddy, was also part of these people. In an Instagram live stream, the content creator turned pop star said that the show fabricated a story that Hype House was paying the rent for his mansion in Encino, California. He rested his case by daring people to call his landlord for the truth. He also said that the producers made him a villain and even credited him as a producer when he was not involved in the storylines in any way. None of us had that kind of access to the show, he argued. And that is all we have for you today. Which fact were you surprised about the most? Let us know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to hear more from us. Bye!